The scent of mosquito coils and sizzling ribs drifted through the evening air as the Lin family's annual summer barbecue kicked off in suburban Phoenix. Laughter echoed off the backyard walls. Children darted between lawn chairs, and uncles sipped beers while arguing over fantasy football drafts. I leaned against the side fence, 32 now, yet still treated like the aimless art major who never quite figured life out. My younger sister Clarissa lit up the center of the gathering in her pale blue jumpsuit, animatedly recounting her latest achievements to a circle of adoring relatives. Clarissa just completed her dual master's degrees at Wharton and MIT, my mother announced, loud enough for everyone, including me, to hear. She's had back-to-back interviews with Fortune 500 companies. That girl is going places. She smiled proudly, as if she had orchestrated every step of Clarissa's life. I sipped my lemonade and waited for the inevitable follow-up. Meanwhile, she added, her tone shifting, some of us still can't decide what we want to do. Isn't that right, Emily? I raised an eyebrow but remained silent. Across the patio, my father chuckled while flipping a steak on the grill. Still tinkering with that little business of yours? He asked. What was it again? Digital something or other. He laughed, not cruelly but dismissively as always. I ran my thumb along the condensation on my glass, thinking about the 9 a.m. boardroom meeting scheduled for the next morning. The one where we'd finalize the acquisition of Wharton and Company and announce the newly expanded executive team. The one where I, founder and CEO of Cascade Logic, would give the final sign-off. Something like that, I murmured, letting it go. Just then, Clarissa clapped her hands to get everyone's attention. Guess what? I've got a major interview tomorrow, with Cascade Logic. They reached out to me directly. It's one of the hottest tech consultancies in the country. Cheers and congratulations erupted instantly. My Aunt Vivian hurried forward with a glass of rose. That's incredible, Clarissa. I read an article about their founder. Brilliant woman, totally self-made. My dad nodded approvingly. Their hiring standards are ridiculously high. They don't just hire anyone. I suppressed a laugh, remembering the carefully curated shortlist from HR that sat in my inbox, including Clarissa's resume. She had no idea the company she'd been raving about for weeks was mine. That I had built Cascade Logic from a cramped studio apartment in Tempe a decade ago. That while she climbed ladders others placed for her, I had carved my own path. You've got this, I said to her with a smile. Just be yourself. She beamed at me, clearly taking it as encouragement from the underachieving older sister who finally recognized her potential. That night, I stayed late at the office, reviewing proposals and client portfolios. Clarissa's application was strong, on paper at least. But her interview would tell me everything I needed to know. I wasn't looking for perfect resumes. I was looking for people who could lead with both vision and humility. The next morning, I walked into the sleek glass conference room just as the HR manager, Tasha, prepped the interview panel. Clarissa sat at the end of the table, her confidence flickering for just a second when she saw me. Emily, she asked, stunned. I nodded calmly and took my seat at the head of the table. I'm the founder and CEO of Cascade Logic, I said evenly. Let's begin. Her eyes widened. I could almost hear the echo of our mother's voice. Still can't decide what she wants to do. The irony wasn't lost on either of us. To her credit, Clarissa composed herself quickly. She answered each question with polish and poise. But there were cracks, moments where she leaned too heavily on buzzwords or skirted around deeper strategic challenges. She hadn't yet learned the difference between knowing a theory and living it. When the interview ended, I walked her to the elevator. You were good, I said honestly. But not good enough, she asked, unable to hide the sting. You've got potential, I replied, holding her gaze. But this company was built on grit, not just grades. You'll get there, if you stop trying to impress and start trying to understand. 3 days later, I sat with the executive team as we finalized hiring decisions. Clarissa's name came up. Smart, one partner noted, flipping through her file. But something's missing. Depth maybe. Agreed, said another. It felt more like a performance than a plan. I didn't speak. I didn't need to. Her rejection letter went out that afternoon. Standard, polite, and devoid of sentiment. Just business. That evening my phone buzzed. Clarissa. How could you? Me. I gave you a fair shot. Same as everyone else. Clarissa. You humiliated me. In front of everyone. Me. No, Clarissa. You did that on your own. She left the message on read. At the next family gathering, there was no talk of job offers or cascade logic. The silence was heavy, uncomfortable. My mother avoided my eyes. My father offered me a drink with a quiet, "Good to see you, kid." Clarissa stayed in the corner, scrolling through her phone, pretending not to care. It didn't matter. For once, I wasn't there seeking approval. I was there because I chose to be. Not to prove anything, not to win anyone over. Just to stand in my own truth. Months passed. Clarissa never mentioned cascade logic again. Family gatherings became quieter, filled with half-hearted small talk and awkward silences. The dynamic had shifted irreversibly. Kept building. New partnerships. International growth. A mentorship initiative for underrepresented women in tech that caught national attention. But the real turning point, the one no one saw coming, arrived in the form of a letter. It was hand-delivered, cream-colored envelope, embossed seal. From Wharton School of Business. I opened it slowly, eyebrows raised. We'd like to formally invite you, Emily Renee Lynn, to deliver the keynote speech at our Global Alumni Summit. Your story has inspired a new generation of entrepreneurs redefining leadership in the tech industry. Blink. Keynote speaker. My sister's alma mater. The school she never stopped boasting about. The irony tasted sweeter than victory. The day of the summit, I walked onto the stage in front of a packed auditorium. Clarissa in the front row, invited by the university as a notable alum. She didn't know I'd be speaking. The host took the mic. Please welcome our keynote speaker, founder and CEO of Cascade Logic, Emily Renee Lynn. The crowd applauded. Clarissa's face paled. I stepped forward, smiled at her, then turned to the audience. My name is Emily. And like many of you, I was once underestimated. But the truth is, success doesn't always look like a straight path. Sometimes it starts in the shadows, while the world isn't watching. And sometimes it ends. I paused, letting the silence expand. With your doubters sitting in the front row. The room erupted in gasps, followed by stunned silence. Clarissa sat frozen. I nodded gently in her direction. Not to humiliate her, but to remind everyone watching, underestimate no one. If you watched this video until the end, drop an emoji in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more peculiar stories. Twist Vault, the best story channel out there.